Welcome to the Explainer. The AI hype it's everywhere right now, but what if the most mind-blowing stuff is happening completely out of sight? Today, we're going to look past the chatbot and see what's really just around the corner.
Yeah, it's so easy to get fixated on the tools we're all using day to day, but according to our source material, that's really just the tip of the iceberg. The actual revolution, it's been happening quietly, behind the scenes.
So what is it that you've been missing out on? Well, let's dive into the 99% of AI innovation that's been flying under the radar, with some amazing insights from Josh Woodward, the head of Google's AI Labs.
Okay, let's talk about the big one, the fear. This idea that AI is coming for all our jobs. But the philosophy coming out of Google's labs, it points to a totally different and honestly a way more optimistic future.
See, it's not about replacing people, it's about partnership. The whole idea is to make pros way more productive, and at the same time make it so much easier for everybody else to create things they just never could have before.
So how do you actually win in this new world? Well, according to Woodward, the secret isn't about becoming a master of AI. It's about curiosity. He says the best thing you can do is just be willing to experiment and, well, play with these new tools. Okay, but hold on. This whole idea of play sounds great and all, but it brings up a huge question. Do you have to be some kind of coding genius just to get in the game?
And the answer is a big, fat no. Actually, the most exciting breakthroughs aren't coming from the pure coders. They're coming from people who can blend different skills together. People who are a little bit product manager, a little bit designer, a little bit strategist. They're the ones seeing the whole picture.
All right, enough theory, let's see some proof. We'll start with this tool called Pomelo, which is basically designed to give small businesses a marketing superpower they could never, ever afford on their own.
And the way it works is just wild. It's 3 simple steps. First, you just pop in your website's URL. It then automatically figures out your brand's DNA, your fonts, colors, all that stuff, and then it generates a whole week's worth of marketing stuff, even professional-looking photo shoots.
So that's marketing content. Now, let's ramp it up a notch. Let's see how this same idea of co-creation expands to building entire interactive experiences, basically from nothing.
Okay, so imagine you have this amazing idea for an app. The only problem? You have 0 design skills, 0 coding skills, none. That's where projects called Stitch comes in.
This is where everything changes. You just describe what you want in plain English, and boom, Stitch generates a fully clickable prototype. And the really crazy part? It gives you all the visual code ready to go. Suddenly, people who aren't designers can build and ship their own ideas.
Next up, a tool for when you're just drowning in information. So imagine you're a student and your professor just drops this mountain of 66 different research papers on your desk. Where would you even begin?
This is what's so cool about Notebook LM. It doesn't just give you a boring summary. No, it acts like your personal assistant director. It takes all of that super dense research and spins it into this amazing, cinematic story, complete with a script, a plot, and even animated charts that it just makes.
Okay, creating content is one thing, but what about creating entire worlds you can actually step into? This next one, Project Genie, is where things start to feel like science fiction.
So Genie is this super experimental thing. You give it a single picture or a simple sentence, and in about 25 seconds, you can be flying a parrot through some ancient ruins. But here's the catch. Because every single frame is being generated in real time, the whole world can only last for 60 seconds before it just, poof, collapses.
Okay, so we've seen AI as a creative partner, even a world builder. But the next big evolution is making these tools deeply, truly personal, making them proactive assistants that work for us. And that's the big vision for Gemini.
Let's walk through a super quick example of this personal intelligence thing. It starts with a really normal, everyday question that anyone who swims might ask.
Now, a regular search would just give you, a list of shopping links from the internet, which is helpful, sure, but it's not really personal, right? It doesn't know you. But this is the difference. With this personal intelligence turned on, Gemini connects the dots. It doesn't just find the goggles. It also finds your exact eye prescription from some random email you got way back in 2021, saving you the headache of trying to find it yourself. It just connects the pieces of your life.
So, after seeing all this, from world-building AI to these hyper-personal assistants, what's the one skill you actually need to have to succeed in this new world?
And it's not what you think. It's not learning to code. It's not even prompt engineering.
According to Woodward, the #1 skill is simply your ability to adapt, to reinvent how you work, let go of old ways of doing things, and just roll with the changes.
And that brings us right back to where we started. These incredibly powerful tools are being designed with a spirit of experimentation, of play. The technology is here, so the only real question left is, are you ready to jump in and play?